about programming with Python and Power BI. But right now, prior to the past 10 weeks, I had zero knowledge about programming. Power BI. But right now, I can effectively clean and interpret data. I can assist businesses to eliminate. My name is Love for Data Analyst at USCDF for this scholarship granted to me in partnership with Gear and East Training Affiliates in Cuba. I really love the facilitators were excellent. To the topic it was a really wonderful experience.
Hello, my name is Ovede Gloria, a student of CloudCom, who was constantly talking about how we have saved values on cloud. Luckily for me, I got a scholarship from LSCTF ESCDF in partnership with Gear and its training affiliates in Kipam for a duration of 10 weeks. I'm excited about the fact that in 10 weeks, I can now use Azure Active Directory, create virtual machines, and build fire with my confidence, being the only girl in the midst of guys. And I think they should encourage other girls to be in tech and not feel intimidated.
Hello, my name is Gideon Pierce, and I'm a student of web development. I'm privileged to have gotten a scholarship from USCDF, LSETF, and in partnership with ADA and Thinkific as a training athlete. It's been a wonderful experience learning here at Thinkific, and in the space of 10 weeks, I've been exposed to a bunch of different technological skills like JavaScript, Bootstrap, React, Node.js, and I've been able to create a fully functional website. During the training, I also started about the entrepreneurship classes because it showed me how to transform my ideas into creative startups. Watch out for me. I'm ready to make an impact in the tech ecosystem.
Identity theft, an increasing number of internet fraudsters inspired me the course of 10 years. The skills I've learned, I can carry out a good web penetration for any organization's web applications. I love the fact that facilitator to impact knowledge to us, and I'm grateful for the partnership with IFCare and Thinkific Learning Affiliate for the opportunity of learning cybersecurity. Lada is Habib in my name, and I'm an ethical hacker.
Prior to the past 10 weeks, I had zero knowledge about programming with Python and Power BI and interpret data with Python, Excel, and Power BI. With these skills, I can assist businesses to eliminate errors, reduce losses, and maximize profits. My name is Love. For the data analyst training. I am mostly grateful to LSETF and USCDF for this scholarship granted to me in partnership with Gear and East Training Affiliates in Cuba. I really love the facilitators were excellent at ensuring we all understood the topic before going on to the next. It was a really wonderful experience.
Hello, my name is Ovede Gloria, a student of cloud computing. I became curious about cloud computing because my uncle was constantly talking about how we have saved values on cloud. Luckily for me, I got a scholarship from LS CTF, PSCDF, in partnership with Ace Gear and its training affiliate Inkeeper for a duration of 10 weeks. I'm excited about the fact that in 10 weeks, I've been able to learn both the basics and Active Directory, create virtual machines, and build firewall. Really give my confidence. Being the only girl in the midst of tech.
Web development. I'm privileged to have gotten a scholarship and thank you for other training pathways.
Good evening, everyone. Can anyone hear me? Please, if you can hear me, kindly use the chat box to respond, please, so we can get started with tonight's session. Can anyone hear me? Good evening. Hear me? Please use the chat box to respond so we can get started, please. Good evening, Fanika. Fanika, can you hear me? Okay. All right, yes, okay, so let's get started. Fantastic, you can hear me. Good evening once again, and I want to welcome you to the day 5 of the info session powered by Inkeeper, tagged How to Kickstart a Career in Tech and Get Globally Valuable. Today is day 5. We started August 1st, and so far so good. It has been amazing, educative, informative, and I'm sure people that has joined us since day 1, they've gained 1 or 2 things and they're interested in putting up a tech career and add it on their CV. So tonight is another night to talk about tech. But tonight we're going to be having someone to come on board to talk about customer experience. The person coming on board tonight is a customer experience expert. Is going to be coming on board to teach us 1 or 2 things and everything we need regards that topic. My name is Oluwafunke Falami, and I'll be the moderator for tonight's session. And also remember to share this platform with your friends and family and whoever is interested in kickstarting a tech career. So before we get started, I hope all of you are doing well. Today is Friday, right? Thank God it's Friday. And I hope you guys had a stress-free week. So I'd love to give few people an opportunity to talk tonight because we really don't have much people. Because okay, let me see. I'm seeing a particular person that has been constant since day 1. I'd like to call your name. Please, if I call your name, can you unmute your mic? It's just a way of hearing from you, getting feedback. There's this particular person I've been seeing. She has joined, or he has joined since day 1. The person's name is like a female name, I don't know. She has joined since day 1. He or she has been joining since day 1. So I'll call your name. When I call your name, kindly unmute. So we just want to hear from you, just want to get to know you, what you've learned so far since you've joined. So I'm going to call on this person. The name that I can see is Clara's iPhone. Clara's iPhone, please, if you can hear me, kindly unmute your mic, please. We just want to hear from you, get feedback from you before we get started with tonight's session. Clara's iPhone, if you can hear me, kindly unmute your mic, please. I've been seeing you since day 1 that you've been joining this session, this info session. Clara, you're here to unmute, or if you are shy, you can just make use of the chat box. Just want to get to know you and just get your feedback so far, what you feel about the info session, what we need to do, how to improve, what you've learned so far, and if you've informed any of your friends interested in kickstarting a career. Okay, while we wait for Clara to unmute, I'd like to call on one of the Inkeeper Fellows, the beneficiaries of this platform, to come on board and share our story, our tech journey with everyone on the call right now. I would like to call on Sheung. Sheung, if you are there, kindly unmute your mic, please, so we can get started. Sheung, are you there? Okay, while we wait for Sheung to unmute and join us, remember today is day 5. Tomorrow is going to be the last day of this info session. And please make sure you share with your friends and family to come join Inkeeper. If you are ready and you are really interested in kickstarting a career in tech, Inkeeper is the up for you to come. You get more than what you pay for. The community is educative. I'm a product of Inkeeper, and I can say this from the depth of my heart that yes, I really, really gained something. I studied digital marketing, and I really gained something from the amazing facilitator that put us through. Aside from educative, I gained friends, loved friends, and all of that. So if you have a message. Okay, so we're just going to get started with tonight's session. I'm going to call on the facilitator that's going to put us through on tonight's session. The person coming on board is an enthusiastic customer experience professional with 12 years of experience working as a liaison between consumers and corporations, skilled communicator and listener with a knack of remedying conflict and keen organizational skills, which allow for effective delivery of outstanding service. He has worked with major telecommunication companies, Etisalat, Nine Mobile, among others. Please welcome Mr. Olaiton Lawal. Mr. Olaiton Lawal, if you're on the call, kindly unmute so we can get started with tonight's session.
All right, thank you very much, Funke. I really appreciate. Good evening. Good evening to everybody in the house. I would say I'm privileged to be able to speak to wonderful people. And I want to really appreciate Inkeeper for giving me this opportunity to be able to share my knowledge with this group of people. Firstly, what I want to say is that thank you once again for just giving me this platform. I don't want to waste much of our time. It's already 15 minutes past 8. So I would like you to please share my screen for me. I don't know whoever that is doing that for me. I'm having issues with my system. So I just asked, send the slide. So please, I'll appreciate if you can just share the slide for people to see. However, what this course is all about. This is called customer experience. Now, I know, let me just say, I'm very sure, I'm 100% sure, I don't think anybody knows what customer experience is. And if you have anybody that knows what customer experience is, and I would really like to make this interactive, even though this is just I have 14 minutes, but I just want to get how they feel or what you might have in terms of knowledge. If you have ever had customer experience before. So anybody in the house, please feel free. Is this your first time of getting customer experience or have you it before? Or you think customer experience is the same thing as customer service? So I just need 1 or 2 people to just share briefly with us their brief knowledge of this course, if you have heard it before. Anybody? Can you all hear me? Can you hear me? I need to know whether I'm even talking to myself. Can anybody hear me? I need to be sure.
Mr. Lighton,
okay,
I can hear you.
So I just want to be sure that everybody is participating in this session. So please, I would like to know if anybody has any information that you want to share with us. Maybe you've ever had going through some vacancy, you see something like friends, and maybe you're taking time to just what's the real customer experience. I know customer service, but what's customer experience all about? Do anybody have anything to say? You can put your message in the chat box if you are too shy to speak. You can also shy. Do you have anybody? Okay, so I think let me just quickly move on. So first of all, I'm going to share a story. I'm going to share a story, and so short, yeah, I'm going to share a story about what happened to me, and I'm also going to talk about the age of the customer, what has happened, what was it before now, what really brought about customer experience. So firstly, sorry, please, is anybody sharing my screen? I need to confirm that. Is anybody sharing my screen? Okay, is anybody sharing my screen? Maybe someone, I don't know, whoever that whoever will take charge of that. Okay, so basically, let me quickly share some light on what customer experience is and what you're going to stand to benefit about customer experience. Okay, so that's 2020, during the lockdown. At that time, so I'm sharing my story now. You know how it is in Lagos. You usually pay a bill for postpaid users of power, energy. You pay CN or whatever name, AICO distribution or IKDC. They usually give you a bill at the end of the month, which is whether you use the resources or not, you always get a bill, some outrageous bill. So the house I'm staying, I'm not the only one staying in the house. I have neighbors too, and the landlord also stays in the same house with me. So we decided that because of the kind of outrageous bill that they're bringing, we decided that, okay, what we need to do is to purchase, let's get a prepaid meter. Now, you all agree with me that there's nothing wrong with the prepaid meter. There's nothing, the device is fantastic. Just like every one of us here, we have one product or the other. Could be a product, could be a service that you are skilled in and you want to deliver to customers, you want customers to be aware of it. So this same thing applies here. So I need to purchase, I need to get a prepaid meter. So we started the process. The process is trying to either reach the company distributing the prepaid meter. So we did that. Now, we purchased the prepaid meter, we paid, everything was fine, it was smooth. Now, when it was not time for the installation, then we begin to experience some challenges. Number one, when it was time for us to install, before we even got to the prepaid meter, it was so annoying. We have to be calling the customer service backwards, it will soon be ready. There was nobody to communicate to us to tell us if the prepaid meter is available or not. It is we, the consumer, they were keep calling. We were keep calling. That's me, my neighbor, and landlord. We all kept calling the company. And after a while, it got so annoying. That's what's really going on. We paid for this product. Why is it that there is no any form of update given to us, the consumer, about what is happening? If there's a timeline, okay, you paid for it, in about 2 months' time, you're going to get your prepaid meter. No communication. It was really so annoying. I know during the COVID period, couldn't go out and all that. So we have to just keep calling them via the phone. And after maybe like 6, 7 months, we got the prepaid meter and we had it brought to our house, to our neighborhood. Now, it was not time for installation. Now, I expected that whoever that is going to install the prepaid meter should have all the necessary instruments for him or her to be able to install the prepaid meter. To my surprise, I was also given conditions. I have to go and get a ladder, I have to go and get this, I have to get that. It was really so annoying. So I keep wondering, I ask myself, why am I going through this stress? All because I want to stop using a postpaid. I want to stop being a postpaid customer. I want to be a prepaid customer. And they're giving me a lot of stress. Okay, to cut a long story short, we tried to got them the ladder, installed it. And some information that was really very fascinating that we got was that number one, it came with 100 units. Sorry, my story is long, but there's some place I'm trying to get to this story. Now, it came with 100 units. I'm going to use it for 2 weeks. I'm like, why would I use 100 units for 2 weeks? There are 3 people in this building, for God's sake. How will you tell us that we have to use 100 units? 100 units will never even last us for 1 week. And anyway, we just have to take it. You know how Nigerian things are. Take it like that. Since we already purchased the products. And it was really annoying. So at the end of the day, when the 100 units finished after 7 days, well, we felt like, okay, let's just wait. So after 2 weeks, we're going to get the token. Could you imagine that? Okay, can you imagine that the token did not get to us about maybe about a month, let's say about 6 weeks. So we were practically in darkness because the token wasn't given to us. We were issuing the token. We kept calling the customer service. There was nobody to help us. We were just helpless, spending so much money on petrol, on diesel. You could just imagine, what kind of service is this? How can I pay so much? Because it costs a lot of money for you to get the prepaid meter. How can I pay so much and I'm getting nothing back? And you keep wondering, what kind of service is this? Now, if anybody asks me if I'm to recommend this kind of service to somebody else, you could definitely be assured that I will never recommend this kind of service. However, what I would do is that I would definitely be discouraging people from getting a prepaid meter, or discourage people from trying to relate with that organization. So in as much as we all agree with me and say that prepaid, well, you have no choice. It's not like you have any other energy company that will provide you power. You just have to use them. But I'm just sharing this with us for us to understand that customer experience is something unique and it is something of value. Now, we're in an era, I've shared my story just for you to have an understanding. The service I received there was really bad, even not because I knew somebody to help me with the prepaid meter. We have just been constantly being in darkness. That would have been a terrible experience. So now, bringing it back home, we're in an era whereby everybody is almost doing the same thing. If you ask how many people are selling shoes online, there are so many people. In the telecommunication industry, you have about practically more than 10 companies that are internet providers, more than 10 in Nigeria right now. You have people doing similar products, they are giving out similar products, giving us similar services. So the question now is that, why should I patronize your business? Why should I patronize your service? Because you see, if I have almost like 10, 15 people doing the same thing, for me to be able, as a customer, you must be able to tell me something that will convince me to say that, okay, this person, I want to do business with you. So thank you very much for sharing the slide. But I would like you to make the slide in terms of single. These are giving me an overview. Just give it to me one slide each, please. So as I was saying, so what does it entail, or what do we say is customer experience? Customer experience is different from customer service. Let me say that customer experience is different from customer service. And I'm going to elaborate a little about that as I go on. So I need to go forward, make us understand that customer experience is different from customer. So when we say customer experience is the journey of the customer. Now I'm just giving to you left hand. Customer experience is customer from the first time the customer is aware of the product or the service. So when we talk about customer experience, so the journey of the customer, so in the story I just narrated, the journey of the customer started from, okay, I got aware that, okay, these guys, they do prepaid meter. So that's the first thing about customer experience, the awareness. So once I've gotten the awareness of, that's why you see a lot of companies that are into advertisements. They do a lot of billboards and all that. What they are trying to do is to make the community to understand that they are into this particular service. They are into this, they are producing this kind of products. So having that awareness, that first and foremost thing, is the beginning of customer experience. Like I said, customer experience is different from customer service. So the journey that the customer will have with your brand in terms of your transaction, in terms of your communication, in terms of even when they really are not there. When I mean when you're not there, maybe they relate with your brand via the internet. Some people, some customers will go and check. They say a particular service. What they do is that they will go and check the internet. So you can imagine, how does this come into play? If you are a business owner or you work for an organization and the customer cannot reach you via social media in this era, then you're not ready for business. Do you understand? So customer experience, if you learn this course, what it will help you to do is to help you to put your brand or whatever organization you are working for in the limelight, such that you will make people to have a fantastic experience coming on board to your business. Remember, I said a lot of people are doing the same thing. Even if you have an idea, for example, let's say Uber. The first thing, the first innovation about taxi was Uber. But all along the way, we have people they all copied Uber. You have Taxify, that's the Bolt, you call them. You have InDriver. You have other transportation companies now that have come on board trying to copy Uber. So no matter how much good you might think your product is, you need to be able to create a platform whereby when customers come on board, what you're going to make the customers feel is that, number one, you need to get those customers to be loyal to you. You need those customers to be satisfied or to be an advocate of your product and services. So I don't know, whatever spheres of life that you might think you find yourself, it's important for you to understand that having this course is going to put your product in a place whereby that will make them to make your product or your service, I won't say better, but customer will feel comfortable coming to do business with you because the experience they have. Some products, some products cannot even be as top notch as some other products, but because the experience I have is going to be fascinating, very, very fascinating. So to break it down, for us to understand what customer experience is. I want to talk about customer service. Now, customer service, let me give you a short difference between customer experience and customer service. Customer experience is proactive, while customer service is reactive. Now, what do I mean by that? So when you talk about customer experience, so what you are doing as a customer experience expert is that you are trying to ensure that when the customer come on board, the kind of experience they're going to get is going to be awesome, such that they will remain loyal to you. They will be an advocate of your products and services. Let me give you an example. In this course, you're going to be looking at an overview of the retail journey. So if you want to have a store, for example, there are some certain things that you have to put in place to ensure that when a customer comes to your retail center or comes to your store, they will have a fantastic experience, not just in terms of purchasing your products, but when they are in your retail store, they will feel that this place is the place to be. So let's say, for example, you might ask me, this is a very funny example though, but it's practical. If you look at all the shop malls that we have around Lagos, for example, or whatever state you might be in, you notice something that most of them, or let me just say all of them, they have a parking space. Now, the way businesses are today, you need to have a parking space. Now, the reason why is because you are giving the customer an experience. Now, you need to take note that the experience is not starting when the customer is purchasing or using the product. The experience starts. So if, for example, I'm going to JustRight, for example, or I'm going to ShopRite, for example, my experience of the brand will start from me driving in to wherever the location of the brand is. So if, for example, I discover there's no parking space, that itself is I'm already frustrated. Now, why am I not having a parking space? Why would these people have a business and they don't have a parking space? They don't care about it. Do you understand? The second experience is the security man. Is this greeting me warmly? So all these things have to be in place. You have planned. So when we say it's proactive, it means that you have put those things in place such that when customers are coming in, you have a fantastic experience. When we talk about customer service is being reactive, such that sometimes those things that you have put in place to work well, one way or the other, something may go wrong. Now, when something may go wrong, what the customer service department will do is to try to correct that thing that may have gone wrong in the process. So if, for example, I want to purchase a phone, and after I purchase the phone, I discover that the phone is on dead on arrival. Of course, it can happen. Anytime you are doing a mass production, sometimes once in a while, maybe one or two products might be defective, or they might be defective, sorry. And if they are defective, it's normal. But what you need to do is to have some people in place to ensure that, okay, I purchased this product, but it's defective. What can you do for me? Those people come into play and ensure that that defective product is being given, as in the item is being replaced with the right item, which will go to be working well for the customer. So we having it this way is that customer experience. If you have the knowledge, what it will do for you is it will help you to promote your business. You are going to have high turn revenue, and also your expertise. People will see for your expertise. I can tell you, because today a lot of people are doing that. You have a lot of people selling food. You have a lot of people that are selling food. You have a lot of people that are doing hairdressing. A lot of people that are doing a lot. That is small thing. But the truth of the matter is, what will really wish to see experienced experts that can put their business in a good form. Whereby when the customer comes in, you're able to have an experience, not just about the product, but identifying with the brand itself will make it an experience that the customer will not begin to tell other people. Have you ever been to ShopRite? Have you ever been to Just Right? These are the kind of experience. I don't know.
I think there's something wrong with Mr. Olaiton's network. Um, while we are waiting for him to come back, please let's watch some testimonials, some video testimonials, please. Stay with us.
Over the course of 10 weeks, I've learned a lot in cybersecurity, and the part that interests me the most is web penetration testing. The skills I've learned, I can carry out a good web penetration testing for any organization's web applications and suggest a solution to patch up every vulnerability detected. I love the fact that the facilitator goes extra mile, goes on-site and off-site to impart knowledge into us. And I'm grateful to LSCTF, USCDF, partnership with 8K and Inkipat for free. Okiola that is added in my name, and I'm an ethical hacker.
Prior to the past 10 weeks, I had zero knowledge about programming with Python and Power BI, but right with Python, Excel, and Power BI. With these skills, I can assist businesses to eliminate errors, reduce losses, and maximize profits. My name is Lovely Izelanfo, the data analyst training. I am mostly grateful to LSCTF and USCDF for this scholarship granted to me in partnership with Gear and its training affiliate, Inkiba. I really love that the facilitators were excellent at ensuring we all understood the topic before going to the next. The it was a really wonderful experience.
Hello, my name is Obede Gloria, a student of cloud computing. I became curious about cloud computing because my uncle was constantly talking about how we are saved files on cloud. Luckily for me, I got a scholarship from LSCTF PSABF in partnership with Ace Gear and its training affiliate Inkeeper for a duration of 10 weeks. I'm excited about the fact that in 10 weeks, I've been able to learn both the basics and fundamental of cloud computing. I can now
Sorry
use
about
Azure
that.
Active Directory,
Can you hear me,
virtual
please?
machines, and firewalls. Being someone with no background.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we
Hello,
can
can
hear
you
you,
hear me?
Mr. Lighton. Yes, welcome back.
Okay, sorry about that. I don't know. I guess it was the network. Okay, so as I was saying, so I think I'll be able to share what customer experience. I don't want to spend too much time on what customer experience is. So having the knowledge, what it will help you is to put your business. It will help your business to be ahead of other businesses. That's the essence of this course. You can imagine people now want to patronize you. Yes, other people to do the same thing that you're doing. Aside from you are providing a quality product or service, but people see that if I'm part with this, if I'm with this business, rest assured that I'm going to have a fantastic experience. Like I said, you as a business person, either as an entrepreneur or you are working for an organization, what you are looking for is you're not just wanting you don't want just customers to just use your product and they don't come back anymore. You want a customer that will continually patronize your service, they'll be loyal to you, they're satisfied, and they'll become an advocate of your product or your service. So we're going to be looking at so many things. If you can see my slides, please can you take me to the first one? I talked about customer experience, the definition. We talked about the customer journey. The customer journey. You know, for example, I just gave you the journey I had with the IKADC people, and it was a bad experience. That's the journey from purchasing of the products and services to the installation. That's a customer journey. If you don't think about it, that okay, I'm a business person. What kind of journey do I want my customers to experience? If the kind of journey you put, some people they just allow the journey to be an accident. They don't even think about it. Customers just buy their products and they just buy the product and go. That's what a lot of people are doing. If you have that kind of mindset, that business will not grow. You need to have a mindset whereby you think about it and you see of how you can ensure that every time a customer have an encounter with your product and service, it could be through the phone, it could be through the internet, it could be through your store, they will have a fantastic experience. And that's what the customer experience course is all about. How to ensure that customer has a pleasant experience with products and services. So lastly, let me just say this, because these are the things that you're going to learn and some other things. I'm going to say two things. Firstly, every one of us, to make the customer journey a little bit easier, again, let me share this experience. I'm going to Ibadan, and I've been planning to go to Ibadan for my vacation. And everything I've put in place. Okay, I'm going to have my suitcase and all that. I'm going to a particular garden. That's, I think, Agodi Gardens in Ibadan. I've already planned for it. Now, you know that my destination is Ibadan, but I have to have a journey to my destination. So along the way, I entered into the bus. Can you imagine if the bus had a flat tire or something happened to the engine along the way to Ibadan? In as much as I'm so excited about going to Ibadan, do you know that if I'm going to talk, if somebody, maybe I now came back from Ibadan and I want to share my experience about going to Ibadan, do you know the first thing I'm going to tell my friends or whoever that I want to tell will be about my experience from the place from where I'm traveling, from Lagos to Ibadan. I'll tell them, do you know that car, they messed me up? Oh, they had flat tire. You're going to start sharing the experience with people. So many a times, it's not really about the product. Yeah, the prepaid meter works fine for me. It's still working well for me. But the experience I've had has given me a bad picture of the organization. So if you learn this course, what it will help you to do is to correct, to be being proactive, to ensure that when a customer comes aboard to your business or wants to use your products and services, not just using the products and services, but have a fantastic experience. Lastly, I will say this, that we're going to also mention about customer support as a bonus. So if you are coming on board for this course, you're going to learn the customer journey. You're going to learn about mission statements. Because if you want to do customer experience, basically, you must have a mission statement. We're going to learn how to make your organization and a customer-centric organization. So we're going to talk more about that. There are a lot of things to talk about the customer experience. It's not just the one I just mentioned. Then we're going to look at examples. We're going to use ShopRite. We're going to use some stores as an example and see how customer experience play a fantastic role in their setup. Then we'll talk about customer support. Customer support, being a customer support specialist, because also you're going to benefit from that. That's the bonus. There's no how you want to be a customer experience expert that you need to have customer service skills. And we're going to talk about how to become a customer service personnel. Now, when I say being a customer service personnel, I'm not saying that you're going to be sitting down in one front desk. You as either a manager, or maybe you are an IT, or you are an economist, whatever field you find yourself, or an engineer, you need to have customer service skills, because one way or the other, you're going to interact with customers. Now, people are not looking just at your product, they're going to be looking at how you treat them. And if you don't have these soft skills, it might affect your relationship. It might affect your relationship with the customer. If the customer sees you as someone that is arrogant, or the way you speak, you don't know how to speak to a customer, you may lose the product, you may lose the contract. And that is why this course, I see it as something that I want every one of us to come on board and learn. I can tell you that at the end of this course, they're going to learn so much. I can't say everything at this time, and that's why I'm trying to encourage us to try and come on board. And I will tell you that at the end of this course, you're going to be like a different person. Remember, customer experience is not something that is known. It's not a course that is well known in Nigeria. So you having this information or being an expert in this course, number one, you'll be hotcake. Trust me. When you tell people that this is what you do and this is how you can make their business better, I tell you, a lot of people who want to employ you to use your service. And I also want to say this lastly. I've said that. Let me use the 13th time I'm saying that. But managing customer expectation is very, very important. Managing customer expectation is very, very important. And you're going to learn how to manage customer expectations. When you have a customer, when they come on board, sometimes things may go wrong. Sometimes you might have an angry customer. How do you deal with that angry customer? How do you manage these customers? How do you write an email? Some people don't know how to write an email. We're going to learn that in this course. How do you speak to someone over the phone? How do you speak to a customer? How do you talk to a customer? If a customer tells you that something went wrong, or okay, let me share this experience with you. I work with the telecoms, and when we work with telecoms, we deal with customers' lines. And one way or the other, I terminated the customer's line mistakenly. And the customer did not know, because the customer was constantly on Wi-Fi. So ordinarily, I could have just pretended and just say, I mistakenly done this, so let me just keep quiet. But what I did was, because I have the knowledge that when you are a customer service and expert, what you need to do is to own responsibility. That's one of the things I'm going to explain to you. What people do in today's world is that when there's a problem, everybody wants to start saying, it's not me, it's not me. What will help you to be a very fantastic customer service expert or a customer support specialist is that it will enable you to own responsibility, which will enable you to go very fast. So what did I do for the customer? Was that I quickly called the customer, read the customer, say the customer was connected to Wi-Fi. I can't call the customer via the phone because I already terminated the number. I was able to find out I can communicate with the customer via Wi-Fi. I told the customer this is what have happened, and I told the customer the way out. And I told the customer the timeline. Even if I tell the customer it's going to take 2 weeks. Let me tell the customer that if it's going to take 1 day, and I told the customer 1 week. The reason why is because you need to be frank with customer. You need to be honest with customer. You need to say the truth. We're going to learn so much more about this. How do you manage customer expectation? How do you, if you have an angry customer, because definitely you're going to have an angry customer. Sometimes things might just go out of place. So how do you address this kind of issue? So we're going to learn so much. You can see from the slides, the various things we're going to learn from this course. Creating a customer-centric culture. How do you do that? Remember, even you being a customer experience expert, one thing we also need to understand is that even if an organization employs you as a customer experience expert, you cannot do it alone. You have to bring every other department into play to ensure that everybody is in one, you are all carrying out one mission. So how do you even do that? Because like I said, if an organization employs you as a customer experience expert or a customer experience analyst or a customer experience manager, you will need to be able to work with other team members such that your work will be visible. I think with this, I'll just let the moderator take over. If you have any question, I'll be willing to address any of your questions right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Olaiton, for that session. Thank you. If you have any questions for Mr. Olaiton, kindly make use of the chat box, please. We'll take 2 to 3 questions. Precious, if you're on the call, please get ready. I'll call you soon so you can come up and share your tech experience with us. If you have any question for Mr. Olaiton, kindly make use of the chat box, please, before I call on Precious to come on board. To everyone that has been joining since day one, I want to say thank you for taking the time to join us again today. Today is day 5. Tomorrow is going to be the last day of the info session. You really don't want to miss out tomorrow. You can just tell someone around you that is interested in taking up a tech skill. Inkeeper is the place for you to be. Remember, you can also follow Inkeeper on all social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. On Instagram is inkeeper.work__, inkeeper.work__, LinkedIn inkeeper.work, LinkedIn inkeeper.work. On Twitter is inkeeper.work. On Facebook is inkeeper.work as well. I think the network is not really friendly with us today. I really don't know what's going on. There's a question here for you, Mr. Olaiton. Do all organizations have a CX unit? If no, why? And if yes, what is it referred to? Mr. Olaiton, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Did you get the question?
So let me say this. First of all, I got the question very well. Now, not all organizations have customer experience. It's just a new thing. It's been around for a while, though, but in this part of the world, we're just coming up with the customer experience. Not all organizations have customer experience. And that's why I see it as something that if you learn and you enhance the knowledge and you bring, you learn so much, there's so much value you're going to add to many organizations. Trust me. Because like I said, let us not forget that a lot of people are they are all doing the same service. Many people are doing, you can attest to it. The number of people that are selling shoes, the number of people that are selling rice, even filling stations. You know how many filling stations that we have? Plenty filling stations. So what would distinguish this filling station from this filling station? It's the same petrol that they're all selling. So one distinguishing factor would definitely be the customer service. The customer service. Now, the customer service, which I mentioned, is just aspects of when things go wrong, which you're going to learn about the customer support, being a customer support specialist. Then when we now talk about the customer experience, if I'm going to mobile filling station, do they have a place where to park? You know, all those things, you have to start thinking of ways, and that's where customer experience comes into place. You have to be proactive. What do the customer, what do they want? Now, I also need to mention this, that being a customer experience expert doesn't make that you are going to be the one doing everything. And that's why you need to do this course. There'll be some certain things methods by which you can get ideas on board. One of them is by having your for example, I sell rice, for example, and if I'm selling rice now, I have people that spend so much in my business. So what I need to do is that since I know that I have a lot of people that patronize me, let me have the kind of gathering whereby I just tell them, please come around, just want to have a business meeting. And I'll ask them that, please, do you have any issues with my organization? Is it in terms of delivery? Is it in terms of, so they will now come out with their own ideas. And those ideas is what I will now take back as a feedback and see of how I can improve on my services. None of them is complaining about the rice, though. The rice is fantastic, but some of them might be complaining about the logistics. These are things that really push customers away from your products and services. So I hope I'll be able to address your question. Not all organizations have it, but gradually organizations are beginning to embrace it because they begin to see that everybody is doing almost the same thing. So how can I distinguish myself from this other person? I need to get a customer experience expert to be able to provide, make my organization different, unique, such that customers, when they come on board, they won't want to leave my organization. They will not begin to spread the word. It's that, man, you come to that organization, this organization, wow, man, it's not just about their product. The way their staff talk, they are very friendly. They are not rude. There's so many opportunities, the benefit I enjoy aside from buying the product or services. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Olaiton. All right. Thank you so much for that wonderful session. Thank you for taking the time to come up and explain all of this to everyone on the call. Yes, and Oluwashim is saying thank you that he got the answer to your question. Olamide, please, if you are there, kindly unmute your mic, please, so we can have you on board. Hi, Olamide.
Hi. Good evening. Thank
Good
you.
evening to you.
Thank you, Mr. Lighton, for such insightful session. I'm sure it was worth everyone's time. We all learned one thing or the other. So, guys, thank you for coming. We really appreciate your time as well. So either ways, training is about to start. We are preparing for a new course, August 15, and it will be this is like a rare opportunity. I haven't heard everything that Mr. Light has said, and for you to know that there is still more, to learn on this course. Admonishing you, encouraging you, to apply or to register for this course, especially if you're an undergraduate that has been affected by the ASU strike, or you are looking for an opportunity to upskill, to brush up your skills as well, or you're passionate about customer service, customer experience, and customer support. This is your opportunity. Fanika, could you please paste the link to the registration form? You guys should apply. We're also giving out a 20% discount. So the first 5 people that apply, the course goes for 100,000 naira only. 100,000 naira only. So that's the link in the chat box. Make use of it, and we can't wait to have you join us in class. Thank you for your time. Funke, thank you.
Thank you, Olamide. Like she said, we can't wait to have you to come on board. Is the training going to be virtual or for those outside Lagos? Olamide, there's a question for you. Are you there?
Yes, I am. So the training is going to be a physical training at the moment. However, we're still at the planning stage, so it has not been finalized yet. But for now, tentatively, it's going to be a physical training.
Okay, thank you so much. So before we wrap up today's session, we have one of Innkeeper Fellows. She's going to come on board right now to share with us a tech experience. Precious, if you are there, kindly unmute your mic, please, so we can have you on board.
Hi guys, good evening.
Good evening, Precious. How are you doing today?
Very well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. All right, Precious. Go ahead, please, and share your story with us.
Okay. Before I joined Inkeeper, I've had so much knowledge about customer service, which I always see same thing as customer experience. But coming to Inkeeper Academy, I saw a lot of difference, and through Mr. Olaito, my own facilitator, he actually onboarded me on what customer experience was, and it's actually a whole different package from customer service. And learning from it, applying it to my business, applying it to my day-to-day activity, like I've seen a whole lot of changes, like a whole lot of differences, especially in my business. Like I can't, from the time I finished the program till now, the kind of sales I've been getting, like I can't, as in, that has never been like that before. You get, and even when I go out, when I talk, even where I walk to, people be like, Bill, what's up? The way you talk to people, the way you behave is actually different. Like, what is it exactly? So I had to let them know that when you're dealing with people, you need to understand them and know how to like relate with them. So that is really what customer experience is. Even when I went for an interview, they actually needed a customer experience officer, and at the end of the day, what they're giving was a different role. I had to lecture the guy that sorry, I have to do your job. Look at what customer experience is. It's not what you're telling me about. You know that the guy called me and told me that the next interview I'm coming from, I should come and educate their board of directors about customer experience, what customer experience is. And it was really a wonderful experience. Presently, as I'm speaking to you now, I kind of like train some set of persons in an organization on customer experience. So I will encourage you guys to really come for this program and learn so much, because you have so much to learn. And at the end of the day, you have so much to deliver to the world. Yeah, Mr. Lighton said it's not so much in Nigeria. Yeah, because going outside, you have to know, you know that what people know in Nigeria is customer service. So a lot of organizations are looking for customer experience people, customer experience experts that will help them move the organization from where they are to the permanent site. So this is actually a very good opportunity for you to skill in and upskill yourself. So that is it.
Thank you so much, Precious. Thank you so much. And congratulations on the higher position that this experience has given you. Thank you so much. I'm like, thank you, Precious. Thank you for coming on board. To wrap up this session tonight, I would like to call on the second Innkeeper Fellow, Oluwaseun. Please, can you unmute your mic, please, so we can have you on board?
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Seun. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. And thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much, Inkeeper, for the opportunity, and a special thank you to my facilitator, Mr. Olaito. Thank you so much for pouring yourself out to us. So my experience as a trainee, I learned so much about customer experience. In fact, it was a game changer pertaining to my business, because I'm a business-minded person. I'm into business. I handle my business, I handle my company. And it helped me to change the total relationship that I have with my customer, and the relationship that the customer have with my company, with my products, with my organization. You know, it helped with the communication, interaction, and transaction. Normally before, all I do is just market my products and I just sell, and that's just it. But going through this 10 weeks training, it actually transformed the way I handle my business. And I have to say that the sales, sales skyrocketed by 200% when I applied the things I learned in the customer experience class into my business, okay? So more like I have now loyalty from my clients, and the business has been growing the more. And what I really took that I really applied is giving my clients a good customer journey, a good customer experience from the moment they undo my products till the moment they use the products, and even after. So I learned that it's not just about selling to your customer, but what happens after you sell. So I want to encourage everyone that is thinking about going for this training to please take it seriously and to go for it. It's more than just selling to your customer. It's beyond that. Let me say there is a science. There is a science behind sales. There's a science involved between the customer and the company, and that is what the training is offering. So I want to say thank you so much again for this opportunity to talk about my experience and how it has affected my business.
Thank you so much, Oluwaseun, for sharing your experience with us. And I wish you the best in everything that you do. There's a question here. Oluwaseun, thank you, please. You can mute your mic now.
Hi,
Hello,
Funke. How you? Hello, Funke. Are you there?
Yes, I'm with you, Olamide. I got informed that you
please
wanted to
continue.
Oh, okay. All right.
No. I just dropped a message in the chat box.
Okay. All right. Thank you once again, Mr. Olaiton, for coming on board tonight. And thank you once again to Precious and to Shield and to everyone on the call. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join us again today. And it has been an exciting couple of days to learn so much about different areas in tech in just 5 days. And it has been nothing short of incredible moments, listening to amazing experts talking about everything they know on their specialties. And to think that all of this will come to an end tomorrow is a little bit kind of, sad, but we can't wait to have you on board at InKeeper to learn more and more about the tech skill you want to start off with. A big shout out to everybody. So like I said, tomorrow is the last day. Do not miss out on this opportunity tomorrow. And for further inquiry, you can reach out to InKeeper on all social media platforms on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. The handle is already on the chat box, but I'm going to say it out again. On Instagram, it's inkeeper.work__, inkeeper.work__. On LinkedIn, it's inkeeper.work. Twitter is inkeeper.work. Thank you once again. And remember to join us again, 8 p.m. And please do not miss out tomorrow. Thank you and bye for now.
Hello, Funke. Have a good night. Thank you. And have a lovely weekend ahead.
I too. Happy weekend to everyone as well.
Hey, Jekalo.